Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. Now that Siren Song has been nerfed, we've entered an entirely new meta, and it's time to cover the 3 best decks that have come out within the first week of the patch. And you don't want to miss out. That way you have a good understanding of what's strong, whether you want to play the best decks themselves, or if you want to know how to counter them. Let's see what these strong decks are, shall we? Welcome to Meta Report. And starting us off, we have the best hard control deck of the patch, Heimerdinger Jayce, coming in with a win rate of 56.14% and a play rate of 2.99%. It's very popular and it's also very strong. Its best matchups include Barrier Boys Shen Jarvan, Jhin Annie, Nico Demacia, and also Teemo Elusives. The worst matchups for this deck are Jinx Kennen, Gnar Nora Jhin, Heimer Nora, and also Veigar Nasus Vaults. The main theme of the deck is to slap the best Shadow Owls removal cards with the best Piltover and Zaun removal cards, and then you got yourself a deck. It even has really good units in the early and mid game that generate value in some sorts of way, with like Forge Chief giving mana and also Ferrous Financier getting a free spell to play. So talking about the list specifically, we have Production Surge. Spend all your mana to summon an amount of turrets. The turrets are usually random and the mana is distributed based on how much you spend. A lot of the times I see Production Surge used is actually as a 6-cost spell. That way you can amp up Jayce level and only need one more 6-cost spell to level him later. So that's pretty cool. You can float the first 2 turns, play Production Surge. Sometimes you'll get like a Floor Begone, sometimes you'll get a couple Apex turrets, sometimes you'll get a Storm Lobber and an Evolution turret, right? It just kind of maths up to 6 in some way, and then you get those turrets, and that's really nice at, again, helping level Jayce. Next we have Forge Chief, 1 mana 2/1 strike refill spell mana. Really efficient early game unit. Can use it to block and then also have spell mana to use removal spells, right? And keep control of the board. 2 Quietus as a very good Shadow Owls early game removal. Can even hit champions with this, right? Early game champions like Annie, which is why this matchup is very favored for the Jayce Heimer player. Really good card. Ferrous Financier, 2 mana 2/1 manifests a 6-cost spell. Really good synergy because we need 6-cost spells to level Jayce. Triple Mystic Shot, of course. Classic Piltover and Zaun removal. Soul Harvest, another really good 2 of Shadow Owls removal card. Kill a follower with 3 or less power, or spend 3 mana to kill a champion with 3 or less power. Again, just really good at hitting early game units and champions. 2 Aftershock, deal 3 to a unit, so in case Mystic Shot can't hit something, we have Aftershock to deal 3, which is nice, and also Landmark removal. Triple Hextech Handler, 3 mana 3/2 is a tech, which is really important. That's what Heimerdinger turrets are as well. Grant tech allies everywhere +1/+1 once you've played a 6-cost spell this game. So again, that could be like the Production Surge for 6, or it can be any of your 6-cost spells that you have in the deck, or one that you get from Financier. This is really good because the Heimer turrets will come out with extra stats and be really hard to deal with. Next we have Triple Jayce. Play Grant Me Quick Attack Challenger. 80% of the time it's just Quick Attack Jayce, just swing. In aggro matchups, you can actually give him Challenger and try to kill like early game units like Annie that's still developed or like replayed. You can even try to go kill Jhin with Jayce, and that's usually worth, but yeah, this comes up a little bit of the time. Usually it's Quick Attack Jayce. Level up, you've played 2 6-cost spells, right? And then boom, he gets a new effect. Each round, the first time you play a 6-cost spell, also copy it with the same target, so you can start double casting any spell that costs 6 or more. That's really good, especially if you have extra Jayces, and then these are Shock Blast, or if you get your hard run Shock Blast, that's also in the deck, and then you just do like insane amounts of damage to 2 units or to Nexus and a unit, whatever you want to do. And you can also get an acceleration gate when you level Jayce. It just comes straight to your hand and you can play this at some point. If you play like Heimer and Jayce in the mid game, you have a bunch of turrets down, well then you can double cast acceleration gate and just make it a wide board swinging win con, and that's really cool. Next we have Heimerdinger. When you play a spell, create a fleeting turret in hand with equal cost, but it costs 0, so you get to play the turret for free. So this is really cool, and a reoccurring theme for control decks in Legends or Runeterra. The best control decks are usually ones that can play removal spells, but also get units. That way you double dip on the value and get, you know, doubly ahead of your opponent. So Heimerdinger on the board means, well, if you're killing an opponent's unit with a spell, then you're also getting a turret of the same cost, accelerating your lead, right? And that's really, really good. So that makes this deck edge out versus other control styles. That's why Heimer Jayce is super consistent, super strong, and it comes with a bunch of turrets, a bunch of keywords, a bunch of good stuff. If we play the handler and these are all buffed 1-1, well then we're looking at like a 7-2 elusive, and that's really annoying. The opponent has to deal with it, so yeah. Heimerdinger is just really good at getting out of control. If you play him safely and get a bunch of turrets out, well then you're kind of just running away with the game. Next we have Formula. In typical PNZ fashion, not only are we going to be using removal spells, but also a premium draw card. Draw 2 and refill your spell mana. This card costs 6. So if you have level Jayce and you're running low on resources and you top deck Formula, well, it looks like you're drawing 4. You love to see that, and that's really good as well. You know what's something I didn't mention is if we're double casting with Jayce, Heimer sees that, and you'll get 2 turrets at the same cost, by the way. So that's another little interesting synergy between Jayce and Heimer themselves. So yeah, that's really good. So yeah, we double cast the Formula in the late game, get more cards, get more resources, and just win from there. Double Hexbliterator, really good single target removal. If we double cast this, it can deal 12, which is kind of awesome. Piercing Darkness, drain 5. If we double cast, this is drain 10. Really good into aggro. Shock Blast, of course, really good. Triple Vengeance for our single target removal, the thing that Shadow Wilds is the best at, right? We're running the quietest single target removal, the Soul Harvest single target removal. Hey, why not run the Vengeance? The one that's been here since the beginning, right? So yeah, Vengeance standing the test of time, continuing to be one of the best cards in the entire game, even to this day. Next at the top, we have a random one of Albus Pharos. This can tutor Jayce directly to hand, so in case your first Jayce dies, well, you can play Albus and get another one. He also has his own effect. He deals 3 to the enemy nexus, and for each 6-cost spell you've played this game, increase it by 1. So you can do upwards of like, 6 or 7 direct damage. He can close out, but he's mainly for the summoning and drawing Jayce. Really, really nice. Good effect. And we have 1 Ruination to round out the list. Really good as just like a panic button in case the opponent is developing a bunch of stuff and they play, into Ruination, and you can just board wipe, just reset the board and go into your own development afterwards. Then yeah, this is really good. It can be a 1-card win con against a lot of developments, especially Demacia ones, right? If they play Champion Strength, which is quite a common strategy nowadays, you can just match with Ruination and watch them FF. So really good, just a 1-card win con sometimes. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. I'll be giving context to why I'm playing certain cards, and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. And for the example game, we have Jinx Samira Discard, which is a very aggressive deck. We're going to want to play on the back foot, use our removal, use our heal, and try to stay ahead and not die. So let's keep Forge Chief early, really good blocker. We could probably get rid of Formula. Heimer might be a bit greedy. We could get rid of him as well because this is a very aggressive matchup, but I would like to have him right on turn 5, because if we do stabilize and just like stay neutral, then we can get ahead with Heimer, so I think he's worth keeping. Alright, we have Piercing Darkness for their champions. We have Vengeance for their champions. We can just deal with like any amount of Jinx. We'll play Forge Chief into Crimson Pigeon and deny some damage, which is good. They also just recently nerfed Crimson Pigeon, by the way, so Jinx Samira Discard got a little bit worse. Let's go ahead and open attack. I want to threaten the Pigeon and then replay Forge Chief. I don't think they'll take it though. I'm sure they take damage to face, or they Mystic. Interesting. Well, that's -2 mana for the turn. Alright, so yeah, let's just replay the Forge Chief here.
Come on, people. Let's make tomorrow today.
I am a little worried about Samira. Samira plus her Challenger spell, kind of annoying, because I don't have an immediate out to it. I drew both champions off the top instead of early removal. Right. So this is a bit awkward. Just a bit. Sure. Owies. Not super good for our mana. Kind of want to do Jayce here. We have Jayce and we have Aftershock, which is really nice. Quick Attack Jayce or Challenger? Let's just do Quick Attack. Challenger is okay, but like if I challenge the 2/2, then Jayce dies to another Mystic or a blowback, and I don't want that.
Well, if it isn't the man of tomorrow.
Hey, back to work if you don't want to be the lady of yesterday.
If they aggressively put down a Jinx, we can Aftershock, which is nice. So I don't think they'll be doing that. Next turn we have Heimerdinger set up, and then we can start spamming. Oh, okay, I said they wouldn't do it, and then they did. Well, excuse me. I guess I was wrong. Let's go ahead and attack with Jayce first. Yeah. Probably... Oh, they just take it to face. Yeah, I was about to say we probably get the Pigeon if they don't want to take the damage, but they did. And then we Aftershock the Jinx. Nice and easy. This is why we hard run Aftershock and no Tailstones. Because we can just very easily be on the 3 mana and kill the 3 HP champions in our opponent's decks. Which is actually super important, so I'm happy about that. That's a lot of pressure now. Just gone. Blow back. Killing my Forge Sheaf. Kind of rude. Kind of not nice at all. Yeah, I'm down to just play the Heimer, right?
The sweet smell of science.
Sure beats the smell of burning workshops.
And then they're going to grab Jayce with this. Yeah. And then I'm going to have to block here. It's okay if Heimer goes to 1. I don't think that matters too much. And then we could probably do Piercing Darkness is fine. Drain 5 from the Sump Dredger while also getting an Elusive Turret. Pretty good pressure. And then next turn we can Vengeance, and that will level Jayce. And Heimer will level 2 if he lives, but yeah, he's not living. So that's 3 Mystic Shots we saw. Because they played Mystic Shot, and then they discarded 1 from Blowback. So that is all 3 Mystic Shots dealt with. That's a lot less damage for them. Sump Dredger, discarding. Sump Dredger, alright. We get to attack because of Quick Attack Jayce. I think we're doing a good job stabilizing. Just trying to stay ahead here. If Jinx comes down, no problem. We Vengeance. We have a Quietus for the Pigeon. Alright, yeah, we're killing that immediately. We can actually do both. Watch this. Quietus, pop. Same action, Vengeance, pop. Get that Jayce level in here. Beautiful. And just like that, they deem it's over. We remove them too much. There we go. Hard control wins the game. Moving right along to the next deck, we have a recent fan favorite in the form of Jax Ornn, coming in with a win rate of 53.74% and a play rate of 3.08%. It's a very solid mid-range deck to pick up if you enjoy that playstyle. Its best matchups include Nico Shurima, Nico Demacia, Seraphine Jack, and also Mono Shurima. Its worst matchups are Teemo Elusives, Barrier Boys, Thralls, and also Ashe LeBlanc. So getting into this one, I've covered Jax Ornn multiple times in Meta Report. It seems to be a reoccurring favorite, so that's really exciting, and I have a new and updated list to share with you guys. So we have Double Catch and Double Elixir of Iron in here. It used to run here to help, but we have since dropped that because our 1 mana combat tricks are just way too vital. A lot of times we're not on the extra mana to play here to help because we need to be playing out our units, plus holding 1 mana for the Elixir of Iron and Catch, and if we do ever have 2 mana, it's usually for Fish Fight or Entrancing Lure, so yeah, we have just readjusted the early game a little bit. After the new combat tricks, we still have the Weaponsmith Apprentice being a very good 1-2, right? Playing Apprentice into Jax feels super good, or just setting her up early so that we can forge a weapon whenever it comes down. Entrancing Lure, Challenger plus draw 1 are really good, especially with Quick Attack. Next we have Favored Artisan, 2 mana 2/3. I also like to call her Grandma. So Grandma comes in and gives us a Forge, extra free stats for our allies with weapons. Super good. Next we have Fish Fight, 2 mana slow speed spell. An ally and an enemy strike each other, so single combat. Or an equipped ally strikes an enemy and then is unequipped. So that's a really cool little bonus effect. We can do a strike without our unit taking damage back, and we just spend the 2 mana to re-equip the weapon and feel pretty good. Next we have Jax, of course, really strong. Equipped allies have struck for 12 damage over the course of the game. Boom, he levels and also has Overwhelm. His weapon also has Overwhelm, so we can put that on Ornn, and that's really nice to be on double Overwhelm win cons, and we just give them the beatdown. Innovative Blacksmith, a recent addition to the deck. 3 mana 2/2, when I'm summoned I improvise, and each round the first time you forge or equip an ally, heal your Nexus 1, and this does stack, so if you have multiple Blacksmiths, like let's say 2, or 3, then you equip a weapon, you will heal 2 or 3 based on how many blacksmiths you have, which makes this card a very good keep into aggressive strategies. Next we have Piltover Castaway, 3 mana 2/1, Attune Improvise, and Combat Cook to round out our mid-game improvise units, 4 mana 2/2, Improvise and Forge. And then we have a very good draw card, Parts Made Whole, 4 mana burst speed, to play, discard 1, draw 2. If you discarded an equipment, also summon a 3/2 body. And this is really cool because this is burst speed. So if we get rid of a weapon that we don't really want, we can get a free attacker or blocker, based on what turn we're on, at burst, and that's really nice. Next we have another new addition to the deck, Glacial Saurian, 5 mana 5/4. When I'm summoned, grant the top 3 units in your deck +1/+1. If an ally has a different subtype than me, so Weapon Master, draw one of those units. So it's a nice little mid-game draw card. It also has Overwhelm built onto it, so if we put a weapon on this, then that's really good value. We'll have like maybe, you know, a 7 attack Saurian with Overwhelm and Quick Attack. Yo, that's actually kind of awesome. Plus the draw, just overall really good. Next we have 2 Harsh Winds. Burst Speed Frostbite 2 is super nice because we get to win 2 strikes during the combat, or we can also use it as a response to like single or, you know, something like that. Being able to outplay at burst speed is super important, and Harsh Winds is one of the best cards that we're going to have to do that. Next we have Ornn. He is a 7 mana 5/5 with tough. Play, equip me with an exact copy of an ally's equipment or the strongest equipment from hand. So we're going to put a weapon on him. On attack, he forges himself twice, so he gives the weapon +2/+2. If an ally has struck for 8 during a single instance at some point in the game, he will also level. On level, the only thing that really changes is when he attacks, he also summons a very big ephemeral Overwhelm unit with the same stats as he is. So if Ornn's a 12/12, he's going to summon a 12/12 Overwhelm Ram, and that's super good for attack pressure, because if Ornn himself has Overwhelm weapon on him, then we're hitting for like a lot of Overwhelm damage, making Ornn a very consistent mid-game attacking win con. And to round out the list, we have Buried in Ice, 9 mana slow speed spell. Obliterate each enemy to summon a frozen tomb in place with the enemies stored inside. So this is kind of like Ruination from the last list, but they're going to get their units back in 2 turns. Ideally, we use this as a response to champion strength or just a really big development in the late game, and we floated some spell mana. Then we just turn all their units into landmarks, and then on our next turn, we have like the full turn to just like develop and attack, and they're sitting there on landmarks because they're not going to get them back until 2 turns after you resolve Buried in Ice. So yeah, you want to use this on defense turn, and then just go into your attack turn and kill the opponent before their tombs even pop, which is really nice. Again, this is just like Ruination in the same sense that is a 1-card win con against big developments and also champion strength resolutions. And that's it for this deck rundown. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. And for the example game, we're going to have Jin Annie, my personal favorite deck. It is a little spooky to fight. However, if we have a really good opener and we get the heal card, we could probably edge out in the mid game. So let's go ahead and keep the Weaponsmith Apprentice and the Jax. We'll mulligan away Saurian and Harsh Winds and try to find our heal unit, the Blacksmith. And we have like the best 1/2, so we're happy about that. We have Catch for Combat Trick, and we have Fish Fight to strike. Oh, and there's also our heal card. So yeah, we're just in a good spot now. Very, very good spot. And they don't have a 1-drop on turn 1. Yo. Alright, we're about to get super far ahead.
My heroic last stand never seemed to
The classic Apprentice into Jax combo. Sunhawk, yeah. That's fine. Go ahead and stun the Jax for the turn. We're just going to set up and make sure we have units on our board to block and try to play defensively. We have Strike Spell plus Catch, which is also super good. We can't just play Blacksmith this turn, I don't think. It'll waste our heal. So let's let them attack. Maybe we block, maybe we don't. We'll see. I want to say Fish Fight for Annie or for Jin. Stagehand, alright. Wow. That's a pretty good play. So they're targeting my Weaponsmith Apprentice because they don't want me to chump block with her. So if they're on Pirouette, I might take some damage this turn. Oh, alright.
love the attitude.
We can just go ahead and block Sunhawk then with our Jax. Yeah, if they play Pirouette at some point, that's okay. We'll just catch Jax. So we're going to pass this turn and play Blacksmith on ours. Sure, we also have the Weaponsmith Apprentice to make the weapon even stronger when we improvise. So that's nice. Sunhawk again and Jin. So their hand's just been a lot of stuns so far. We know they have the Jin. So let's play Blacksmith. Scout Attack or Pot of Pain. Scout's really good for Ornn. If we're playing around Ornn WinCon, I'd probably want to do this. But Pot of Pain might be better just to have the unit We are forging it though. Our unit's about to be at 3 HP. Alright, let's just do it. It's a bit on the greedier side, but again, if we draw into Ornn, then we just win for free. Scout attack. Let's go ahead and pressure a little bit here. I'm still waiting for Pirouette. We're on both of our Buried in Ice, which is a bit awkward. A little bit bricked, but we'll see. Maybe it'll come up. We can slow them down. Ravenborn Tome on Sunhawk? When my bear plays a skill, copy it. Well, that doesn't work because Sunhawk is an on-play effect. So we don't have to worry about that. They just wasted some mana, I guess. I'm not going to attack with Blacksmith into it then. So, alright. Fair enough. Jhin. They also played the Jhin that I didn't know about. Normally you're supposed to play the Jhin that I can see. Now I know they have 2 Jhins. This is fine. I'm down to strike it. Strike and then re-equip. And then when we re-equip, it's going to heal us 1. Because this is a once per turn effect. So we'll strike that. Level Jax.
And you know what? Also for me.
Which now naturally puts Jax outside of Pirouette range. So that's nice. We also have 2 chump blockers for this random Sunhawk. And we're just going to put, you know what we could do? We could play Grandma and put Weapon on her. Because Grandma actually has a better body than the innovative Blacksmith. Since this is a 2-3. Yeah, we're going to chump block that. We just need to keep this up for our healing. That's all we care about. But yeah, let's play Grandma. And let's put the... We're going to have Scout Grandma. She's had enough. She is done playing. Grandma's going onto the battlefield. And yeah, that's just enough. So we played nice and defensive and got to win. And the last deck I have for you is a modernized version of Zoe Teemo Elusive Aggro. You remember that? Well, it has been changed up quite a bit. No longer has Zoe, of course, because she was rotated to Eternal, but it's basically the same concept as that deck. If that excites you, then definitely give this one a shot. It is Teemo Targon Elusives, now featuring the new Sump Monument. With a win rate of 55.69% and a play rate of 2.56%, it is tearing it up this patch. Its best matchups include Nico Freljord, Gwen Nidalee, Nico Shurima, and also Set Jack. The worst matchups for this deck are Heimer Jayce, probably because of Aftershock, Vayne Aatrox, Garen Bard, and also Swain Alawi. So yeah, like I mentioned, if you really like degenerate, elusive, aggressive strategies, then this is the best direction to go. We have Acecorn, an elusive unit that reduces the most expensive spell in our hand, which is really good because we have a couple of pretty expensive spells that we want to hit. That way we can continue to gain stats. Next we have Daring Poro, another elusive early game unit. Targonian Tellstones. Hush got buffed recently, by the way. It's no longer 3 mana, now it's 2. So Tellstones are now a bit better. We can use Hush to proactively silence an elusive blocker, or we can use it on a champion, or whatever, in order to slow down the game. We could also hit Behold the Infinite to invoke, which is also super good in case we're running low on resources. And then Blessing of Targon for a combat trick, probably to either dodge removal or use it to get lethals with our elusives, right? The extra +3 attack goes a long way, so really scary card overall, really strong. Next we have Teemo, another elusive unit. However, this one's a champion, so he's a bit more powerful. He can level. We're also putting puff caps into the opponent's deck, which is super nice. Sometimes they'll take those, and then they'll take extra damage and get us closer to our lethals. And we have Celestial Blessing, 2 mana burst speed spell, grant an ally in play and an ally in hand +1/+1. So we get to double dip on the buffs. It's also even more efficient since the units that we're buffing can't be blocked. So it kind of just makes the damage matter more. So pretty good card for that. Next we have Esmus, Breath of the World. When I'm summoned, plant a Chime on the top card of your deck. And when you draw the Chime, it's going to give a random ally in hand 1/1, probably an elusive since that's what we're running. Also, support, grant my supported ally +1/+1 permanently, so we can make Teemo a 2/2. We can also buff other elusives, something like our Winged Messenger, which is really scary, which we'll talk about as a really good combo. So yeah, Esmus is just a really annoying elusive unit. We can give him a weapon, we can give him Celestial Blessing, things like that to make him also hit. So his 0 attack is not even an issue, and he makes our other elusives permanently scaling. So yeah, really annoying strategy. Next we have another elusive, 2 mana 2/3. You have to Nightfall the Shadestalker to get the elusive, so as long as you're playing around that, you have a 2/3 body, which is super good. Triple Mystic Shot, probably for ending the game. Darkened Lodestone, which is our weapon for Esmus. We can put that on early and then give him the 1/1, so that's good, make him a bit tankier. He also does damage, and then he'll buff something, +2/+2 permanently. So you can kind of see how this will get out of control with Esmus giving like Teemo +2/+2 every attack. Super scary. Also, we can play this as an 8 mana unit later that has Spell Shield and also grows an ally's power to the power of Harazi. So let's just say the opponent has like no HP left and we have 1 elusive. Well, we can pull that elusive up to 7 attack and also give it Spell Shield, meaning they have to answer Harazi's Spell Shield on summon before the attack call even happens. And then even if they do that, it's still going to pull the elusive up to 7 with 7 HP as well, making it like really hard to deal with. So yeah, Harazi's a really cool, you know, weapon early game, big unit late game combo. Now we have the Sump Monument. This is a really toxic card in more ways than one. It says, if your Nexus would take non-poison puff cap damage, your opponent plants 4 puff caps in your deck for each damage instead. So you can't die from your opponent's damage, essentially is what this card turns into. It's not really a Hail Mary. I think it was intended to be a Hail Mary by design, but what it actually does is it stalls you 2 or 3 turns. So if the opponent like tries to lethal you, you get an extra 1 or 2 swings in, and that's really scary. Condensing down what it's saying, if your opponent hits you for 1, you get 4 puff caps. If your opponent hits you for 5, like let's say just a 5 attacking unit, that's going to give you 20 puff caps. But even with like 100 or 120 puff caps in deck, you're not going to draw lethal for like 2 or 3 turns on average. So yeah, basically it just means your opponent can't kill you, but you get an extra turn with all of your unblockable units to just win the game. And it's really cheesy. It's a super cheeky way to win the game. Again, it's super degenerate since it plays fully around elusives, and it's really frustrating to lose to. So if all that sounds good, then yeah, this deck is up your alley. Definitely give it a shot. Next we have Winged Messenger, Empower 3 Elusive. This is the combo I was talking about with Esmus. If we use Esmus, and honestly we could chime Winged Messenger if that gets hit, and then boom, it's elusive. But if we just play Winged Messenger as is, a 2/4, we can buff it with Esmus, and then it will become elusive during that attack call, meaning the opponent can't block it. So yeah, it'll be a 3/5 elusive body, which is not fair at all. Pretty just a really annoying card. Next we have Yep Clock, 4 mana 2/2 elusive. Predict, then draw 1 and reduce its cost by 1. So it's another elusive body. It gives you a resource. We can get a weapon, we can get Mystic, we can get the Sump Monument, all that good stuff. And something I learned recently is when you're predicting, you can see how many puff caps are on the cards that you're predicting. So if you play this later, don't think of it like a draw card that's going to hurt you. You can pick the one that has the least amount of puff caps on it, and there could be some cards in your deck that don't have any. So if you have like 100 puff caps in deck, you could find a card with like only 2 and then draw it, and that's really, really good. So you're not really killing yourself anyways. So yeah, Yep Clock can come down even in the late game. Super nice. It's really cool. You get to see how many puff caps are on the cards when you predict them. I didn't know that. Next we have Blowback, 4 mana fast speed spell. This is actually a finisher card. Think of this like Noxian Fervor. We're just going to use this to close out the game, deal 3 to something and then 3 to the enemy face. So yeah, we're just going to like full send it, and then this is basically Noxian Fervor. So if you want to borrow, you know, some inspiration from Noxus, we got that here. And Purifying Flames. This is the main card that we want our Acorn to hit, because Purifying Flames is absolutely insane. If we hit like Purifying Flames down to 2, then like 2 elusives are going to come out in the mid game with +3/+3 and +2/+2 respectively, and just be so annoying for the opponent to deal with. Oh man, the more I think about it, the like yuckier this deck sounds. It's really, really, really annoying. So yeah, if you open Acorn and Purifying Flames in the same hand, keep it, especially if the opponent doesn't have a bunch of 1 damage pings. Then the Acorn gets to live and get the value in. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, that rounds out the list. Now here's a live commentary game so you can see how it plays out. And for the example game, we have Set Jack. which is a newly buffed deck. Jack got, you know, a little touch up, and that's really cool. I've been playing the deck myself. So yeah, we're going to get rid of all of this. We want to see our early game units as soon as possible, right? Our 1-cost elusives and also the weapon. Super important. Esmus, also super good. Nice. This is perfect. Acorn and Esmus. Let's get Acorn out first. Hopefully they don't run something weird like Warning Shot. Parley, that's the one. Oh, they run something weird like Parley. It's like we can always assume Make It Rain, but Parley's a bit odd. Alright, we'll do Esmus and then Oro Shade, which is nice. We get to curve out and also just be on triple elusives. Hopefully the Chime hits one of them as well. Sure, we're just going to take 4. I don't really care about these. That is A-okay. Chime. Aha! It hit my Daring Poro. Really good. I'm gonna play Shade Stalker right after because this is Nightfall. Ah! Your own elusive. I mean, I guess that's cute, but I don't care that much. Because we're out bulking it. Yeah, let's make this a 3-3. Now what? Oh, you're just gonna keep it? That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna block him. Alright. Fair enough. Celestial Blessing. Sure. I'm kind of down to block one of them. Nah, let's just take 4 again. I don't want to play into something like Make It Rain. Just seems kind of annoying. I'm down to just take 4 like one more time. Let's Yep Clock. And we could hit free Daring Poro, 1-mana Mystic, or a Messenger. Messenger is like pretty good actually, because we can do Messenger plus our Celestial Blessing, right? That's a 3. Yeah, I'm down to do that. Let's be on double Messenger. Because we can hit 1 in hand and 1 in play. Risky venture, holy. Alright. Goodbye, Daring Poro. You will be missed. Okay, we can play the cheaper one first, I suppose. Ooh, another Acorn as well. Alright. Let's swing Messenger, and then Acorn, and then we will have Celestial Blessing for the turn. Oh, we're really annoying. We just have, like, yeah, infinite elusives, essentially.
Rather be sailing, but this looks fun too.
Acorn was a Scout? Sure. I don't really mind Scout Weapon, I don't think. We can end up just blocking that, or leaving it on there so they don't have Scout Jack, or God forbid they get Scout Set. That'd be even more annoying. Proactive, this, that. Pop, pop. We want to hit the Acorn so that Disciple can't, you know, block it. And it's so annoying. They can't block any of my other units, so we're just getting out our nice and cheap damage. If we draw into our landmark, then we get to go even harder with that. Scout attack, sure. I don't really care about my HP because the opponent's dying next turn. They have to kill me now. Angel, don't care. I do not care. Coin, what? Set, alright. That I do care about a little bit. Now what? Who's Set hitting though? Because you have to do more than that. Sure. The Acorn, no problem. I still have a lot of HP on my units. I can do 3-5-3-1, 2-3-3-5. Block most of their attack. Then 2-2 here. Bop, bop, bop. Just like this. We can take 5 to face. It's not like they're going to kill me. Yeah, sad I'm losing my Acorn. Could have a free Mystic later, but it is quite alright, I think. We're just going to play the Winged Messenger this turn, buff it with Esmus, so this is elusive as well, and we just win on next attack. I'm not so sure what they can do about it, because I'm just like value blocking everywhere for fun, and to prevent my own death. Momentous? Sure. I go to 1. Ain't no way a random Make It Rain hits me. Ain't no way, I would never believe it. No Parley either. Number 2. Coin what? Knuckle. Oh, that's all it is? Yeah, I was expecting parley. I was gonna have to Mystic Shot my own unit to deny. Actually, they would just parley my face. But I mean, they could misplay and parley my unit, which would be funny. But yeah, there we go. We just win on this attack. It's a race. They can't kill me, so I kill them. So yeah, to wrap things up, Siren Song Fizz got nerfed pretty hard, and now there's a ton of variety in the meta. The last few days have seen both existing and also new decks come up, so that's very exciting. There are plenty of other strong strategies as well, you know, besides the ones I talked about in this video, and there's something for everyone, so I hope you can find a deck that you can enjoy and get some wins with. This has been Meta Report. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters!